News has dropped today about the 2017 Power Rangers movie planned on being released by Lionsgate. Now, for those of you who don't know, I am a big Power Rangers fan, but I've avoided talking about news about this movie because there's been no news. We heard Dean Israelite from this year's Project Almanac is the director, and we heard he liked the script, and that was it. Why? Because the movie is 13 months away. It really doesn't. Actually, it is 15 months. Fuck, I'm bad at math. But it doesn't matter. We can go a year before we hear anything about this movie, and it'll be fine. If there's anything the new Star Wars movie proves, you don't have to ruin everything with too many news reports and trailers and all that good stuff. But today, news has dropped, and I do think this is a fair time. Production's about to start, shooting's gonna start happening soon. And a lot of this news is very interesting and has the internet kind of, as usual, in an extreme one side or an extreme the other, and I'm kind of here to diffuse things a little bit. First up, let's start off with the one thing that everyone seems to be kind of okay with, the budget. $35 million is what this movie is hoping to cost. Will it go over? Potentially, that happens. But essentially, I think this is a pretty good budget. Some people are saying it's a little on the low side. I think it's just fine for something like this. A lot of the movie's going to be practical. This isn't going to be the big blockbuster of 2017. And the thing is, you don't need $150 million for every movie. By making it $35 million, you essentially mean that there's going to have to be a lot of creativity put into how to make things really pop. And again, Lionsgate is putting a lot of good people behind this movie, so we know that's what the goal is. You can do some cool CG, you can do a lot of good practical effects, and for something like this that, according to rumors, is going to pay more of an homage to the kaiju genre and a lot of anime references in it, I think practical effects are going to be the way to go for a lot of it. We don't need putties or anything like that running around, but a more focus on what you can do on a lower end budget, I think will really work in this movie's favor, as it's going to give it a lot of character and put a lot more emphasis on the stylistic choices, which I think will help put it into a good light in a lot of people's eyes. The next big thing is the casting, and also on the costing note, let's not forget, also The Maze Runner costed like less than that, and that film had pretty cool effects, and Denis Israelite on his first film, Project Almanac, didn't have a lot to work with either. In fact, that movie was in development hell for years, and he still gave us a pretty enjoyable movie. So I think the guy's the perfect choice to direct with the perfect kind of budget for what he knows how to work with. Now, going on to is the casting. And also the cast is a good reason to why this movie doesn't need to cost a lot, because these aren't expensive actors. They're all unknowns, but to run them down very quickly, the Red Ranger, Callum Oliver, who will most likely be Tommy Oliver's son, will be played by Decray Montgomery. The Blue Ranger, Brian Olsen, will be played by R.J. Cycler. The Black Ranger, Oscar Fernandez, will be played by Luddy Lin. I swear I'm not making these names up. The Pink Ranger will be played by Pariel Patel, played by Naomi Scott. And they haven't announced the Yellow Ranger yet. I'll get to what that I think means in a minute, but the big thing about this cast is they're all unknowns, but it's not like what has common happened in Power Rangers history, where currently they just cast models, and before it was just martial artists. These are actors and they have done stuff. These are just actors who haven't had their big pop role yet. Could this be it? Probably, potentially, maybe, actually probably not. It is Power Rangers after all. But it's a cast that they can manage, work with, but has still proven themselves in their respective movies. I haven't checked anything these actors have been out. I just read them on IMDb. But at least they've been in things, and I might check them out as we get closer to the movie just to get an idea what we're working with. But the final big piece of news, and this has everyone in a consensus uproar, is the title. Apparently, it's going to be called Saban's Power Rangers. Everyone thinks this title is stupid. Everyone thinks it just makes Saban out to be some crazy psycho, just obsessive, self-obsessed lunatic, and that he's just doing it into a power trip, and the title's going to take people out of the movie, and it's just going to be weird. I'm going to be straight up honest. I don't think this title's going to stick. Call me crazy, but... Well, the first thing is that none of this was formally announced by Lionsgate. This was just on Collider and then talked about on Collider Movie Talk. I'll be straight up honest. Collider Movie Talk clearly has a bias against this movie. They think it's not going to work. They think it's a failure. Again, they've been proven wrong before, so we hope that it does that. But they definitely downplayed it and made it all just seem like bullshit. Let's not forget, this wasn't formally announced by Lionsgate. This is something they broke, and I don't know where they got this news from. I believe a lot of it to be true, but as far as the title goes, Saban was just brought in very recently to be involved with the script, and when I did hear about that, I was a little scared he might make this too kiddish and too stupid. I have a feeling he's more just there in name only. I'm not even sure what the guy could do with the script unless he's going to force things around, but Lionsgate isn't going to give this guy power even if he does have creative control. And from the sounds of it, since we're not doing a straight up Mighty Morphin cast, which again is what I thought they were just going to reboot Mighty Morphin, and considering Saban's attitude, that does sound like something he would do. It feels more to me like, again, he is just looking to get his name and credit on there, and since he does have creative control, he does have a right to do that. I don't think this title is going to stick. I don't even think this is the formal title. Let's not forget, this isn't a formal announcement. Remember before when I said that the Yellow Ranger didn't have her actress announcement yet? That means she hasn't even been casted, which tells me something, and the big thing that tells me is that Lionsgate isn't ready to really tell us about this movie yet. It announced its director, and it announced his impression on the script, and they've let several people read the script who have said it's a good sounding script. But ultimately, this isn't a formal announcement. If they were to do it, they would announce the cast with the character's name, maybe even some Ranger concept art, which there's rumor of being attached to the new Hunger Games movie, and that would be the way you take things from there. But the fact that they haven't done any formal announcement like that tells me that I don't think Saban's Power Rangers is going to stick. I think right now that's what they're referring to it, simply to keep his name on the door, to keep him happy. I don't think he's going to be involved with this movie much. I don't think his name is going to be on the poster or anything like that. I think this was a premature leaked story, and I think that Collider just sort of ran with the thing. It's a dumb Power Ranger story. At least the fanboys will read it. I don't think we have anything to really worry about in that regard. If it is Colt Saban's Power Rangers, I've been proven wrong before, so be it. It's not going to affect the movie. If he hurts the script and tries to make it too childish to the point where it alienates adults and older fans and any new potential fans, yeah, it's a problem, and that'll be his fault. But for now, this is just what I see of all this, and I don't think we should get crazy or overreact to anything. But what did you think? In the comment section below, give me your thoughts on all of this and more. Any thoughts you have on Power Rangers or where you want it to go, or any more Power Rangers content you'd like for me to do. Give that in the comment section below, and as always, click to like and click to subscribe for any crazy news to come.